Hello everyone, welcome to LRDI Prep. My name is Samir Sardana. I'm a Plus educator on Unacademy, teaching students live on Unacademy Plus for CAT exam preparation for quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning and data interpretation section. Today we have with us Shekhar Suman, who have cleared IFT exam in the year 2019. Currently, he's studying in IFT, and we will be talking with Shekhar Suman about the D-Day strategy that the student should follow to clear the IFT exam. So let's connect with Shubham on call. Hi, Shekhar, how are you?
Hello, sir. How are you? I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you?
Welcome to LRDA Prep.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So I just want to talk about the final D-Day strategy now that IFT will be conducted, 2 days after just after 2 days on 24th of January. So what would be the last message that you would like to give to the student? What should be the strategy that they should be following on the last day, on the final day in IFT exam? Some important points that, as per your experience when you clear the IFT exam, what were the key areas that you finally work upon while attempting the IFT paper, the important things that every student should take care, the way they should be attempting the paper, any kind of advice that you can give to our students who are appearing for IFT on 24th of January.
Sure, sir. So, first of all, I would like to say that since this is the last opportunity for many students, like all the other B schools examinations have happened and almost all the results have also come, there is pressure on all the people, all the students who have not cleared other B school examinations, and they want to give it one shot to this, and they want to clear it. But it's also a problem as well. Like because of that issue, it creates a pressure on the students. And what I would like to focus the most is the confidence is the best thing you can have while giving this examination, because since you're having only 2 hours of time, it defines a lot that how much confidently are you attempting it. The questions are not that much hard. You have went through CAT, you have went through other exams also. And comparatively, if I say, I would say that IIFT have slightly simpler questions, but the time constraint is always the issue. So you have to manage the time and at the same time be so confident in while solving that you are able to avoid all the mistakes which you have done in the past, right? You have to learn through the mistakes. And the two things which would define your performance would be the agility and the confidence. The agility part, I would say that you have to be quite agile. You cannot be fixed that I would solve these questions, I would set a target. If I don't, I don't know what I would do. Like this is the only thing I would go about while solving the exam. But here's the case. Like in my time, all the predictions of all the institutes were void. Like nothing came as such. The pattern were changed, so you never know for sure what's gonna happen. So you have to make this strategy on point. And what you have to focus on is that I have to solve as many questions as I can. Like this should be the goal. Uh, I would say the general thing, if quants work for you, you can go for quants. But if English works for you, the verbal works for you, it's even better because verbal less time than quants. So what you can do is you can try to maximize your score because all the questions have similar verbal, because all the questions have similar kind of weightage, so 3 marks for each. And in case of verbal you can attempt almost 35 questions, and in quants you can only attempt 25 questions. So I would say if your verbal is, go for verbal and try to solve as many questions as you can. Never skip a verbal question. It's quite if you don't know, you don't know. If you know, there are very less chances that you will get it wrong, right? But if you're good at quants and you're not at all good at verbal, try to give as much time on quants, simpler questions, non-calculative questions as you can, and try to maximize your score through all the sections. Be agile throughout the section. Like if you know quants and you know that it, but still you are not able to solve in the time constraint which you have given yourself, judging on the pattern which will come tomorrow, you should be able to skip the question. Like most more important in this, it throughout the other exams you would also have that this plays a very important role. Skipping the question, it's not about what you know, it's about how well can judge what I can solve or not, right? So that's the point over here as well. It plays a more important role over here. The time constraint and comparatively the questions are quite high. So yeah, be agile, okay, but basically try to maximize your score. Even if try to go through the questions of verbal. Verbal is plays a hell of a lot more importance in IAFT than others, as the number of questions are high, the time taken will be low. But even though if you don't solve verbal, true for quants, in the case of LRDI, I would say that try to skip DI questions which are quite repetitive in the first stage, because that might cost you a lot of time. You might not even get a chance to see other questions. So you should try to keep that in mind. But you can mark the, if I am able to solve it easily, but it's just calculative, you can mark it up, and later on if you are done with reviewing all the questions, seeing all the questions, attempting it, you can go for the questions of DI which are calculative, rather than bothering on those questions which you're not sure about whether you can solve or not, because the DI questions which are somewhat calculative might cost you time, but they're a sure shot comparative to those questions which you don't know whether you can be able to solve or not. So that would be my one advice. But as I said, you have to be agile. You have to be on point, over the foot, over here, over there. Like you don't have to lose confidence at any moment of time. You might have also everyone who have attempted and their CAT and other exams went not so well as they expected. They might have figured it out that it was the confidence factor, which played an important role. So the most important thing which you can do over here is not stress it out over your past results, and just focus on what's there in front of you, because stressing out would not do any good to that. In fact, if you go confidently and relax in this exam, uh, and if you have prepared, of course, it will be fruitful a lot more than other exams. If your exams have went bad, if your exams have went good, IFT is no big brainer, like no big deal. And you can do well in this exam as well, so with the same concept as you have applied in the CAT, because the timings of both the exams are quite same. In the part of, there are some tweaks here and there. So this is about the strategy. If I had to say one specific thing about IIFT which is not common in the CAT, it would be the GK part. But about the GK part, I would say spend the last 5 minutes in GK, because if you go initially in GK, you would tend to uh, think a lot on the questions which should not be thought, because thinking in GK part is not so relevant in this case. So I would say that uh, give last 5 minutes to GK, and I think you would be able to do enough number of questions in GK, which you will be able to go through the exam, go through the cutoff. So that's the main point over here. GK is not the scoring part. You never can go about scoring through the GK. So give only 5 minutes to GK. Uh, if you can give 4 minutes, that would be even better. But don't give more than that. 5 minutes is good, like more than enough. And yeah, you can go
What should be the
confidently.
sequence, Shekhar? I mean, which section a student should pick? As you said, the verbal ability have a more weightage as compared to the section of quant and even data interpretation and logical reasoning. The 105 marks have been assigned to verbal ability and RC. The overall cutoff, as I can recall, in the year 2019 when you attempted the paper was 138 from the general category. You scored 148, I know, right? And you cleared the cutoff by 10. You scored 10 more marks than the cutoff. So 105 marks are given in VARC section, and 138 is a cutoff. So and the highest importance is has been, highest weightage has been given to VARC section. So should students start with VARC? Should that be the first section a student need to attempt in IFT? Would that be a good idea?
Well, I would say I would suggest that obviously because it would cost you less time. It has more number of marks, more marks, and you can score well if you score well in VRC. So I think, and the questions are simpler in fact, because in passages, all the passages are quite easy. You don't have to go in deep in all the passages. Like you can skim through the questions first, go through the passage again, and come back to the questions. You can solve it quite easily. Like I would suggest you go to the verbal section first, and score as much as you can. Like if you score in out of 105, you score let's say 90, then you half the battle is won, more than half the
Then you
battle is
just
won,
need
right?
to clear the sectional cutoff of the remaining section, because I remember the
That
sectional cutoff of quant was 22 marks last year. That means around 8 questions, and then no, sorry, 15 marks in quant section, and it was 22 marks in DI section. So if somebody just go only the sectional cutoff in the remaining section and clear and get around 90 marks in VRC, his or her overall cutoff easily get cleared. So somebody who is good
yes,
in
sir.
VRC will always have this weightage if he can score 90, around 90 marks, right? So student with not having the strength areas in the VRC section, they need to score more in DILR or in quant section. But student having a good command on VARC part, they should be targeting this as the most important section for their exam, right?
Yeah, exactly. As I said, sir, if you're good at VS verbal, definitely go for it. If you're okay, also try to go for it first. But if you sense that you are not able to solve that quite easily, your quants is very much strong, then you can go for it. But I would still suggest to go for the verbal section. But as I said, try to be agile. In my time,
Exactly.
the quant section was comparatively tougher than the
Tough. Yeah, right.
lengthy than the verbal section. So in that case also, I prefer to go for verbal, even though my quants was better. So like I would always suggest that.
Yeah. So student need to be very selective when it comes to the questions, right? There's no point of spending a lot of time on a particular question if that question is not familiar with you, and if you think that you need to spend a bit extra time to solve that question. So it's better to leave that question and move forward, because ultimately out of 110 questions, 60 questions will give me the final selection, right? So for 50 to 60 questions will give me the selection. So I should be concentrating only 60 questions, and I have the option to leave 50 questions. So it's very, very important how the questions are getting selected in the exam, right? What are the questions that the student are selecting, right?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. You have to go through selecting the questions and rejecting the questions, and that should be always at the back of your mind that the clock is running, and you can always skip the question if you even though you have invested time in it.
All right. Thank you so much for giving this uh, inputs to the students on the just one day before the IFT exam. I hope this will help students a lot who are going to appear for IFT exam on 24th of January. So we'll be connecting with you soon again, Shekhar. Once the IFT results are declared, we'll be taking more inputs on interview and the other admission process of IFT. Thanks a lot.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.